Ladies and gentlemen, finally the international break is coming to an end and Manchester United are back, and it looks like we could have some big issues to talk about over the course of time, but let's focus on the match at hand, the match to finally kick things off for Manchester United. I'm not going to lie, I always miss Manchester United when we're away for 2 weeks, even longer than that towards the end of the season. But I know the situation that we're in, and hopefully we can turn things around and get back on track through and through. It all starts here against West Brom. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aiden Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a Manchester United versus West Brom match predictions video where I go through the starting 11 for the Manchester United versus West Brom match for Manchester United and give my score prediction at the very end of the video. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aiden Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Manchester United versus West Brom? Who is going to win? And do you think that Manchester United will be able to force their way to one of the top spots in the Premier League throughout this entire period now? We've got a long way to go until we figure out just what Manchester United are truly about. The season is still very, very young, but every single game becomes more telling and more telling. Big game or small game, every game at the moment is a must-win to get ourselves back into a contention for top 4 and maybe even beyond if we are very lucky. But I bet you guys thought I stopped doing Manchester United videos. There hasn't been that much to talk about, to be honest. Like, there was the Ronaldo situation. Look, I'm not making a video about Ronaldo until someone credible says it. There were talks about other players that could potentially be coming in. And at the end of the day, that's all fine and good. But this is the type of videos that I like making at the moment. The actual transfers and the transfer window is not until another 2 months or a month, at least a month and a half. So I don't see the point in making those types of videos when we can't really do anything about them. But we wait and see how the transfer window will go once it's open. But let's focus about Manchester United versus West Brom. West Brom, I believe, are one of the lower teams in the Premier League, if not the last standing in the Premier League. However, they've had some decent performances. What stands out to me, I believe, is the 3-3 performance against Chelsea. A very good side, Chelsea, and they for West Brom, for the first half, they were absolutely dominant against them. So they do have it in them to pull out a good performance here and there. But Manchester United, this is a very good game to come into, the first game back, to try and develop some dominance and maybe even some momentum going into other Premier League games. Now, we all know what happened with Everton. We all know that there are certain players that might not be available for this game, like Luke Shaw. So we're going to have to adjust to that accordingly. But thankfully, we do have majority of our team that's fully fit for Manchester United. A lot of teams have suffered injuries. I mean, Chelsea have a few injuries. Liverpool have their entire defense injured. We have a lot of injuries within the Premier League, and it's going to keep happening. And we have to try and hold our luck for as long as possible, because some of our players will get injured. Some of our players will test positive for the virus. Some of our players will go through these situations, and we need to adjust accordingly. And we need to try and ride our luck for as long as we can. So hopefully we are able to pick a good starting 11 for Manchester United today. And this is my predicted one, the one that I think Ollie will predict, and not necessarily just my prediction. It's a little bit of both. So let's kick it off. In goal, I've gone with David De Gea. Really, there's no reason why they don't go for David De Gea. I think the international break is treating him nicely. I believe Germany got destroyed by Spain. I'm not sure if David De Gea played in that game or not, because I don't really watch that much international football, but he is simply a good goalkeeper, informed goalkeeper as well, has had a terrific start to this season, has done very, very well for Manchester United and done the things that he's supposed to do to make sure he's staying in the squad, and there's no reason to drop him here. Maybe we put Dean Henderson in as a sort of, this is a lower side, maybe we can get away with it, but I think at this point in time, you need to go all guns blazing and pick the best players available, and Manchester United should be able to pick David De Gea pretty simply. Right back position, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, 2 weeks is a long time, but if you guys didn't realize, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has had an up and down period ever since probably Istanbul, maybe even a little bit towards Arsenal. So since then, he's had a little bit of a rough patch. But again, rough patches, good form and bad form. When Aaron Wan-Bissaka is on form, he's very, very, very tough to get past. He's one of the best defensive right backs in the Premier League today. Probably the best Premier League right back in terms of defense. I don't think there's anyone that comes near him in terms of that. Defensively, he is an outstanding player. But when the form is not there, Aaron Wan-Bissaka can cause a lot of problems for Manchester United. So we have to wait and see which Aaron Wan-Bissaka we're going to get. Again, I don't think he's in a bad run of form. I just think that the performances are dwindled down from a 10 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10. And hopefully he can build those performances back up because we need the best out of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, the centre-back position is going to be very interesting, of course, as it usually is. But I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to pick the same centre-back pairing that we see for nearly every single game. First off, Victor Lindelof. Now, Victor Lindelof was a player that... Look, I think Victor Lindelof has played better than Harry Maguire this season. Maybe at the start of the year, both of them were just so bad that they both should have been dropped. But overall, I think Victor Lindelof has had a much steadier performance in terms of consistency than Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire has had amazing games and below average games. It's about consistency now with Harry Maguire. And with Victor Lindelof, I think we have the consistency, but I don't feel like Victor Lindelof is the right answer for the centre-back pairing. But we wait and see. Again, you can't drop the players that are in form. I think Victor Lindelof is more in form than Harry Maguire. So if you're going to drop someone, I think Harry Maguire should be the one that should get dropped. But I don't think anybody's going to get dropped because, again, 2 weeks, we're going to see a very similar starting lineup than we've seen throughout the past few weeks with Manchester United, and that includes Victor Lindelof. That will include Harry Maguire as well, the next player that we're talking about. Now, Harry Maguire, the captain of Manchester United, again, consistency is the key. He's starting to develop a game where it's at least respectable respectable. I wouldn't say respectable at Manchester United, but it's respectable in terms of the fact that we're keeping a little bit more clean sheets. He's a little bit more steadier on the ball. He's not as shook. He's not really low on confidence. He is more of a player now that's starting to stride, and maybe he can get back to the old Harry Maguire last season and then some. Now, we wait and see with that because Harry Maguire, again, he divides opinion a lot for Manchester United, but for the most part, people are saying that he should get dropped and he shouldn't be the captain. So he needs to prove us wrong. This is the only way this is going to work with Harry Maguire. He needs to prove those people that say that, and I am one of them. I don't think he should get dropped, but I don't think he should be the captain. He should be proving people like me wrong. And that is the best form of flattery when I'm able to say to a player, especially for them, that they proved me wrong. That's the best form of flattery you could get from a fan when they're proven wrong by your excellent performances. So let's see if Harry Maguire can do that for Manchester United. Left back. Very, very happy to say that I think it's going to be Alex Telles that will be making his second appearance for Manchester United. There were a lot of talk for Alex Telles of whether or not he will be able to play this game if he's fit, and also if he has the virus once again. Now, he has been tested negative for that virus, thank goodness. Hopefully his health and his family's health is good with that whole entire thing. And he looks like he'll be able to play against West Brom and make his second appearance. Now, if not, it would probably be Brandon Williams, but I'm picking Alex Telles because I don't see a reason now why he cannot play for Manchester United. He is fit enough. He's more fit than Paul Pogba when he had the virus. He seems to be raring to go, to be honest. I feel like we kind of missed him, even though he's only had one game, but I want to see what he's all about. And again, this is going to make that West Brom game super exciting because it's probably the perfect game you put him into to see if he can create something. I'm very happy with that area, the left back position. We have a lot of areas where we can improve on, but I don't think the left back position is one of them. I'm very happy with the two left backs that we have, and even Brandon Williams, who should be a right back but also can play there at times. Let's move on to the CDMs. First, CDM. Now, I think he's going to play a 4-2-3-1 in this game. I'm not going to lie. I don't think he's going to play the diamond. So I think Fred is going to be the first CDM that we discuss. Fred, there's no reason to drop Fred. He's been absolutely superb this season. One of our most consistent players this season. And again, he has to fight. Fred has to fight for his worth. Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Michael Carrick, the coaching staff, and some of the fans don't really give Fred enough respect or courtesy to say that he should be starting for Manchester United. So Fred needs to fight to try and make his name and prove those people wrong. It's always going to be an uphill battle for Fred, but somehow, some way, he manages to find his way to put himself into the team. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer trusts Fred, but I don't think he rates Fred. And that's the area where I think Fred needs to go out and prove again the management wrong. He should be starting nearly every game for Manchester United, and I see him doing that because he's going out there and he's giving his all and he's performing for Manchester United. Again, he's not the perfect centre mid. He is not the perfect centre mid, but he gives a lot of tenacity, a lot of grit, and he gives a lot of effort, and he makes up a lot of ground. And that is something that simply cannot be ignored with Manchester United. So hopefully Fred will start this game. In the other CDM position, I've gone with Scott McTominay. Now, again, Scott McTominay is a player that I don't think should be starting for Manchester United. He had an okay game. I feel like a lot of people really gave Scott McTominay a good game last game against Everton. I think he did okay. I just thought he was the same as he always was, and I'm not going to change my mind on that, despite no matter what people say. But that's just the way that I felt about it. I said before, I've seen CDM qualities in Scott McTominay. Maybe playing him in the 2 CDM spot is trying to help him groom into that main CDM. But ultimately, I would pick Nemanja Matic in this game, but I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will pick Scott McTominay because he's going to go for the players that gives the effort and that runs a lot and makes up the ground. And Scott McTominay gives a lot of effort. He does run a lot. Is he good enough for that position? I still don't think he is. But again, it seems like a lot of positions are just not good enough at the moment for Manchester United. So that's just one of the positions that we just suffer with. Let's go into the cam. Very simple, this one. Bruno Fernandes seems to be very healthy. Played well for Portugal, I believe. Had a good time. Back at Manchester United. There's been rumours that Bruno Fernandes is going to leave this year. Nonsense. Not going to happen. We just got him. We literally just got him. I think that'd be a travesty if he left at the moment for Manchester United. But I don't think that's happening, so enough about that. We move on. He's going to be the cam for this game. The difference maker. Needs to unlock the defense, needs to make those crucial passes, those crucial goal-scoring opportunities. We need to see Bruno Fernandes at his best because West Brom are a team that will play very defensive and park the bus on you if necessary. So we're going to need all of our attackers to go full throttle and to get a goal very early to open up the game for us, and we can capitalize on that. Let's go into the wingers. Right wing, I've gone with Juan Mata. Look, I wouldn't play Juan Mata, but I think Ole is going to play Juan Mata. This is the type of game, to be fair, where Juan Mata, you might be able to get away with it. West Brom, I don't think are a good attacking side at all, really. But again, on their day, they can put some pasture. So that's where I see West Brom at the moment. Mata is a player that can play in this game, and we might be able to get away with it. Mata's a good player on the ball. He's good around the box. When it comes to the counter-attack, which West Brom will play pretty much all game, it's going to be lights out for Mata. Again, this is very similar to some of the games that we saw. I believe Istanbul was the last one where we conceded a goal because Juan Mata turned the ball over and it was too slow to get back. That's not what I want to see, but I feel like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to risk that and play Juan Mata because of the offense he brings and not necessarily the pace or the defense. Left wing, I've gone with Marcus Rashford. Very, very simple. Marcus Rashford has been in form, a bit up and down in the last game. And, it's been like that with Rashford, where if he doesn't score, he's had a pretty bad game. When he does score, it's been a good game. And even sometimes when he has a bad game, he still scores. Rashford is a difference maker. That's what I always like to say about Marcus Rashford. He can make the difference. He can make or break a team with one shot, one opportunity. He can make and break a team. And that's what I love about Marcus Rashford. He could have the worst game in the world, but when it comes to that one moment where he's able to make something happen, and sometimes you don't get those moments with Rashford, but when you do, it's beautiful. And that's what I like to see with Marcus Rashford. I want to see him get more consistently have good games. For a good stretch of time, Marcus Rashford probably will have some fantastic games for Manchester United, and I can't wait to see that moment. Hopefully we see it this season. And we wait and see what we could do with the forward line, the back line, the defense. Again, it's all coming together. We need to wait and see what this team is truly about, and that includes Marcus Rashford. And up front, Anthony Martial. Now, rival fans like to poke fun of Anthony Martial because he has 0 goals in the Premier League. I feel like a lot of people don't pay attention to the Champions League whatsoever because he scored some beautiful goals against very tough opposition. And plus, he's been suspended for 3 games in the Premier League. But again, let those people talk. Let us do our talking on the pitch. Hopefully, Martial could kick off in the Premier League. That's what I want to see. He had a very good chance to score against Everton and couldn't capitalize on that. With Martial, again, I feel like he's that type of player where he might not be able to get involved in the game in terms of a goal-scoring way, but the things he does off the ball is just as important. His hold-up play, the ability to drag defenders away from other players, because he gives them the ultimate respect. Those defenders respect Martial. The defenders fear Martial. So his presence alone makes the difference for Manchester United. There are other players that we can play in that position. Greenwood and Cavani, I expect to still play in this game. But again, I think you have to go with the best lineup that you can, and I think Martial is far and away the best attacker, the best striker probably that we have at the moment. So that is the end of the starting 11. I'm predicting Manchester United to win this 2-0. I really don't think West Brom are going to score, but again, the defense that we own, the defense that we possess, it won't surprise me if they put one past us, maybe even two. And if they have a Chelsea type of game, they could put 4 away past us. It's not out of the realms of possibility for a team like West Brom, but they're not that great of a team. And I think Manchester United should be fully trying to go after them and see if they can handle us. I think that's where we're going to be at our strongest. I think 2-0. I really think Martial will probably get on the score sheet today, and maybe we will see just a set piece type of play and we score from there. That's the type of game I see this being. It's going to be tight. West Brom's going to park the bus. We're going to have most of the possession. If it doesn't go that way, I'll be absolutely stunned. But maybe I don't know something about West Brom that a lot of people do know. So we wait and see for that game. I'm going to end the video here. First Manchester United video in quite some time. Over a week I haven't posted a Manchester United video. But again, it's just been a lot of rumors for the transfers, and I just don't see that being anything relevant at the moment. There has been news about Paul Pogba quoting stuff, and again, it's the same old thing with Paul Pogba. Some people find it a disgrace, some people say it's okay. I don't know. Again, that's why I didn't want to make a video about it. It's basically me repeating my other Paul Pogba video in the other international break. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the Manchester United versus West Brom match reaction. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully, I'll be coming back on this video with a victory, with a smile, happiness all around. We kick off again this season, hopefully with a confident start. Take care and peace.